Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news benchmark interest rates have jumped sharply today. Firstly, however, today's dairy auction sold a lowish volume of 18,100 tonnes, but prices rose 1.9% in US dollar terms. All the main volume lines brought price rises, but the central whole milk powder price was up only 0.2%. On the other hand, skim milk powder rose 3%, butter was up 2.4%, and cheese was up 4.4%. This result will be boosted by the sharply lower New Zealand dollar, and that brought an overall rise in local currency terms of 4%. Over the past four auctions, prices have risen 3% in US dollar terms and 7.6% in New Zealand dollar terms. So that will start to have an impact on farm gate pricing outlooks. Data on American retail sales for April showed only a small rise, but it was a fast rising petrol prices that cut into discretionary spending. That is an inflation signal, and both the greenback and benchmark interest rates rose on the expectation this will encourage the Fed to raise rates sooner and more often. A New York Fed survey backed up the inflation signals. Wall Street is down almost 1% for those same reasons. Despite the small retail sales increase, consumer spending appeared on track to accelerate after slowing sharply in the first quarter. Exports from US West Coast ports hit an unusual high in April as shippers raced to get their goods away and cleared before the gates close. At the two large Los Angeles ports, they jumped 12% year on year. And Canadian house prices plunged. They plunged 11% in the year to April. The volume of sales dropped almost 14% compared to the same month a year ago, the lowest level since 2011. In China, new data out late yesterday shows that industrial production rose more than expected in April, but retail sales growth slipped surprisingly, as did new business capital investment. But electricity production was up 6.9% in April than a year ago. This is often used as a marker for the real economy, and the April rise was sharply higher than the 2.1% March rise. And China's jobless rate in April was said to be 4.9% in urban areas, similar to the 5% in April 2017. And the average salary was 45,761 yuan, or 9,900 New Zealand dollars on the same basis, which is up 6.8% a year ago, China claims. At the World Trade Organization, they've ruled that the European Union paid billions of dollars in illegal subsidies to Airbus. That paves the way for American retaliation. Meanwhile, German economic growth rose just 1.6% in the March quarter from a year ago, below expectations and well below the 2.3% rise in the final quarter of 2017. However, overall EU economic growth has come in at plus 2.5% for the first quarter of 2018, and that's unchanged from the last quarter of last year. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 3.08%. That's up 9 basis points on the American inflation prospect. The Chinese 10-year is at 3.72%, while the New Zealand equivalent is 2.77%, up 4 basis points. And gold is down sharply to $1,291 an ounce in New York. That is down $23 today. Oil prices are up again and are just under $71.50 a barrel in the US, while the Brent benchmark is now just under $78.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is much weaker again, this time mainly because of the surging greenback. It's now at 68.6 US cents, another half-cent drop overnight, and the lowest since December 2017 and approaching its 2-year low. On the cross rates, we're at 91.8 Aussie cents and 57.9 euro cents, both similar to yesterday's levels. That puts the TWI at just under 71.5. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.